Hi, and welcome to the Parkland Challenge 2019. Before we get started, let's take a quick look at the rules.
The rules are simple. The game is made up of 3 rounds. In the first round, we will have 12 minutes of questions. If a player buzzes in, they must answer the question. If they are correct, their team gets 10 points. If they are incorrect, their opponent gets to huddle as a team and try to steal the 10 points. Halfway through the round, a pre-assigned video question will be given to one of the teams. The question is just for that team and is worth 20 points.
Okay, heading into our lightning round, it's LeRoy 180, Blue Ridge 100.
The second round is a 3-minute lightning round. Correct answers are still worth 10 points, but during this round, there will be no stealing of points, and teams will lose 10 points for incorrect answers. The third round is identical to the first. The team that didn't get the video question will get their chance during this round. At the end of the 3 rounds, we tally up the points and determine a winner.
Okay, since you're all ready here, our first game is between Blue Ridge and LeRoy. Let's go ahead and meet the teams for today's game.
Tyler Maxwell, senior.
Luke Nichols, senior.
Nadia Beadle, freshman.
Josephine Aldrich, junior.
Zach Cahoe, senior. Mitchell Hauser, junior.
Noah Addison Kahn, junior.
Nathaniel David Phipps Ross, senior.
Kyle Martin, senior.
Tracy Berneman, senior.
Mason J. Cordray, senior.
Anthony Stephen Finelli, junior.
Greg Ronald Phipps Ross, junior.
Parker Darty, junior.
Okay, let's get started with our game. Who stated, "In this world, nothing can be certain except death and taxes"? Blue Ridge, Nadia. Benjamin Franklin is correct. Good job. In Egyptian mythology, Hapi is a personification of which river? LeRoy, Nathaniel.
The Nile.
The Nile is correct. Which company introduced the first commercial version of a cell phone in the United States? LeRoy, Nathaniel.
Motorola.
Motorola is correct. In what year was the summit of Mount Everest first reached? LeRoy, Nathaniel.
1979.
No, you guys can confirm.
1956.
Very close, 1953. In the brain, what is the area that is involved in the language processing, speech production, and comprehension? LeRoy, Nathaniel.
Cerebral cortex.
No, you guys can confirm.
The cerebellum.
Broca's area is what. What was the world's first hotel chain? Blue Ridge, Tyler.
Marriott.
Not Marriott.
Days Inn.
No, it was Hilton. Hilton. How many people were in the band The Thompson Twins? LeRoy, Nathaniel.
2.
Not 2. You guys can confirm?
4.
No, 3. We surrounded it. We didn't quite get it there. The route of the Pony Express ran from St. Joseph, Missouri to this California town. LeRoy, Nathaniel.
Sacramento.
Sacramento is correct. In the nursery rhyme, what did Tom the Piper's son, steal? LeRoy, Tracy.
A pig.
A pig is correct. What college football team plays home football games in a venue David Letterman liked to call David Letterman Stadium? LeRoy, Nathaniel.
Alabama.
Not Alabama, no.
Stanford.
No, Ball State. He went to Ball State.
Let's get out of it.
Natural rubber usually comes from what source? LeRoy, Kyle.
Tree sap.
Trees is what we're looking for. What is the largest landmass that lies entirely in the Pacific Ocean? LeRoy, Kyle.
Hawaii.
Not Hawaii, no. You guys can confirm.
Oh, is it Madagascar? Go for it. Madagascar.
New Guinea.
New Guinea, no.
What novel tells the story of firefighters burning down any house containing books? Blue Ridge, Tyler.
Fahrenheit 451.
Yes. What sign of the zodiac is represented by a pair of scales? LeRoy, Tracy.
Libra.
Libra is correct. How many eyes are there on a coconut? Blue Ridge Luke.
3.
3 is correct. What childhood disease causes shingles in adults? Blue Ridge Tyler.
Chicken pox.
Chicken pox is correct. In what year was a Model T automobile introduced by Henry Ford? LeRoy Kyle.
1903.
Not 1903.
Isn't it like 1922? 1922.
1908. 1908. What was the name of the battleship upon which the Japanese signed surrender terms, ending LeRoy Tracy?
The Missouri.
Yes, the USS Missouri. What is the title of Canada's national anthem? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Oh, Canada?
Oh, Canada is
Okay.
correct. What is the name for a full moon that occurs in January? LeRoy Nathaniel.
New moon?
Not new moon, no.
Harvest moon.
It is a wolf moon. Wolf moon. Who knew? What instrument did Buddy Rich, Max Roach, Gene Krupa, and Art Blakely play? Blue Ridge Tyler.
The drums.
The drums is correct. What two South American countries share the same region of Patagonia? LeRoy Kyle.
Chile and Argentina.
Yes. Which is the only U.S. state that was formerly a kingdom with a ruling monarch? Blue Ridge Luke.
Hawaii.
Hawaii is correct. What dam created Lake Mead, the largest, LeRoy Nathaniel?
Hoover Dam.
Hoover Dam or Boulder Dam. What is the only bone in the body that is not attached to another bone? LeRoy Nathaniel.
The highway belt.
Yes. What story features Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail? LeRoy Tracy.
Peter Rabbit.
Yes. What is the world's smallest ocean? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Indian Ocean?
Not Indian. You guys can go for it.
The Arctic Ocean.
Arctic is correct. Who is said to have killed Billy the Kid? No answers. That was Sheriff Pat Garrett. What word is derived from the English term constable on parole? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Constabulary?
No.
No answer.
Cop. COP. Constable.
Oh.
I didn't know that either. Anyway, it's time for this round's video question, which is for LeRoy.
This film, directed by Peter Farrelly, was a surprise winner of Best Picture at this year's Oscars.
Black Panther. Moonlight?
The winner was Green Book. The film, set in 1962, is inspired by the true story of a tour of the Deep South by African-American classical and jazz pianist Don Shirley and Italian-American bouncer Tony Vallelonga, who served as Shirley's driver and bodyguard.
Okay, let's finish up the first round. What company is best known for the phrase, "Can you hear me now"? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Sprint?
No, not Sprint. You guys can confirm?
Verizon.
Verizon is correct. What country's leader is elected by the College of Cardinals? Blue Ridge Tyler.
Vatican City.
Vatican City is correct. Which Missouri town was destroyed by a deadly tornado in May 2011? LeRoy Kyle.
Joplin.
Joplin is correct. What fountain in Rome is where tourists make 3 wishes after tossing coins into it? That is the Trevi Fountain. Dendrology is the study of what? LeRoy Nathaniel.
The brain.
Not the brain. No.
It's dermatology. What?
Need an answer?
The skin.
Trees. Who founded the Girl Scouts, originally the Girls Guides, in 1912?
Louisa May Alcott.
Incorrect. Just give her.
No answer.
Juliette Gordon Lowe. What is the southernmost national capital city in the world? LeRoy Mason.
Buenos Aires.
No.
I don't know. What? No answer.
Wellington, New Zealand. What color jersey distinguishes the overall leader in the Tour de France race? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Yellow.
Yellow is correct. This comedian often spoke of faking his own death, leading to persistent rumors his 1984 death wasn't a hoax. Nathaniel?
Chris Farley.
Not Chris Farley. Yes, you've heard.
Kevin Hart.
Andy Kaufman. What did the dove bring back to Noah to show that the flood had abated? LeRoy Nathaniel. Or I'm sorry, Mason.
Olive branch.
Olive branch is correct. What term is used for the policy of racial exclusion in South Africa? LeRoy Kyle.
Apartheid.
Apartheid is correct. What's attached to its shell by a pair of strands called chalazes? Chalazes. LeRoy Nathaniel.
Snail.
Not a snail, no.
Crab.
An egg yolk. Wait, I said that properly either. Where was the poet T.S. Eliot born? Blue Ridge, Tyler.
London.
Not London. Yes, can you refer to London?
New York City.
St. Louis, Missouri. What is the former U.S. President candidate's Mitt Romney's first name? Who's former U.S. President candidate Mitt Romney's first name? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Richard.
Not Richard, no.
Mitchell.
Willard. Vexillology is the study of what? Blue Ridge, Tyler.
Bees.
No, not bees.
Birds.
Flags.
Oh.
Yeah. What historic battle site's flag raising is depicted at the U.S. Marine Corps Wars? LeRoy Kyle.
Iwo Jima.
Iwo Jima, right? Near Arlington National Cemetery. This Swedish automobile company, Volvo, means literally what in Latin? LeRoy Mason.
To turn.
No, not to turn.
What? To move.
It means I rolled. Sushi is a type of cuisine that was originated in what country? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Japan.
Japan is correct. Who wrote A Supposedly Fun Thing I'll Never Do Again, The Pale King, and Infinite Jest? Blue Ridge, Tyler.
Wallace.
Yes, David Foster Wallace. What is the distance from the pitcher's rubber to home plate in baseball? LeRoy Mason.
12 feet.
Not 12 feet, no.
20 feet.
Nope, 60 feet, 6 inches. Okay, that's the end of our first round. LeRoy has a little bit of a lead, but they can, Blue Ridge can make up some ground in the lightning round, which is coming up next. Okay, heading into our lightning round, it's LeRoy 180, Blue Ridge 100. Let's get started. What do the C and the A stand for in YMCA? They stand for Christian Association. What city is home to North Carolina's annual state fair? It is Raleigh, North Carolina. In which country will you find the city Casablanca? LeRoy Tracy.
Morocco.
Morocco is correct. Who wrote the fantasy novels Game of Thrones is based on? LeRoy Mason.
George R.R. Martin.
That is correct. Aubergine is another name for what food? Aubergine is another name for what food? Eggplant. What is the official currency of China? Blue Ridge, Tyler.
Yen.
Yes. What is the world's largest cat? LeRoy Tracy.
Tiger.
Be more specific.
Siberian tiger.
Siberian tiger is correct. Good job. What was the name of the school teacher in the village of Sleepy Hollow? LeRoy Tracy.
Ichabod Crane.
Ichabod Crane is correct. In what year did the motto "In God We Trust" first appear on coins? Was it 1864? What month is named after the Latin word for 10? Blue Ridge Mitchell.
October.
No, it's December, actually. In which country is the site of the ruins of the ancient city of Babylon? Those are in Iraq. What is the strongest known natural fiber? Spider silk is what we're looking for. Where is the Atlantic Ocean west of the Pacific Ocean? That's a tricky one. Panama. What day signifies the start of Lent? LeRoy Mason.
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday is correct. How many ridges does a U.S. dime have? $118. Can't believe you didn't know that. Come on. Which part of the body is the stirrup bone? And which part of the body is the stirrup bone? LeRoy Nathan.
The ear.
The ear is correct. Okay, at the end of our lightning round, it's LeRoy 240, Blue Ridge 100. We're going to make some substitutions and take a quick break and come back with our final round right after this. Okay, heading into our final round, it's LeRoy 240, Blue Ridge 80. First question, who is Ray Kroc? He was the founder of the McDonald's chain of restaurants. Bob Barker hosted The Price is Right for 35 years. Who is the host now? Blue Ridge Luke.
Drew Carey.
Drew Carey is correct. Who is the Norse god of thunder? LeRoy Nathan.
Thor.
Thor is correct. How old was Marilyn Monroe when she died? LeRoy Nathan.
32.
Not 32. Is it confirmed?
37.
36.
Very sweet.
What tiny vessel connects an artery with a vein? LeRoy Tracy.
Capillary.
Capillary is correct. What pandemic struck the world between 1918 and 1920? LeRoy Mason.
Spanish influenza.
Spanish flu, yes. How many hearts does an octopus have? LeRoy Tracy.
3.
3 is correct. How many lines are there in a limerick? LeRoy Nathaniel.
7.
Not 7. It's
14.
5. What is the ability of a fluid to offer resistance to flow called? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Viscosity.
Viscosity is correct. What was Paul Revere's occupation? Blue Ridge Tyler.
Silversmith.
Silversmith is correct. What was the first U.S. state with speed limit signs? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Illinois.
Not Illinois. You guys can confirm?
California.
Oregon is what we're looking for. The Köppen system is a classification for what? K-O-P-P-E-N. LeRoy Cotton.
Living things.
Not living things.
Is it like phobias or something? Phobias.
Climate.
Awesome.
Who was the Prime Minister of Great Britain during World War II? Blue Ridge Tyler.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill is correct. In which location is Kipling's The Jungle Book mainly set? LeRoy Tracy.
India.
India is
I
correct.
just wanted that.
Who was the mother of King Solomon? Blue Ridge Nadia.
Bathsheba.
Bathsheba is correct. Who is the ancient Greek god of dreams? That was Morpheus. This Fox television series tells the story behind Commissioner James Gordon's rise to prominence. LeRoy Mason.
Gotham.
Gotham is correct. In years before Batman. In 1877, Spencer Gore became the first man to win this tennis event. What tennis event is this? Blue Ridge Tyler.
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon is correct. What do the 4 H's represent in the 4-H club? LeRoy Nathaniel.
They didn't represent anything.
Incorrect. You guys can confirm?
Help, health, honesty, and heroics.
No, you got a few of them. Head, heart, hands, and health. Tyler Durden is a fictional character appearing as a central LeRoy Nathaniel.
Fight Club?
Fight Club, yes. Founded in 2002, these rental kiosks feature the company's signature color and are located at convenience stores, fast food restaurants, grocery stores, mass retailers, and pharmacies. Recently, they have lost ground to companies like Hulu and Netflix. Blue Ridge, Nadia.
Redbox.
Redbox, that's correct. Which university is home to the oldest medical school in the United States? Blue Ridge,
Harvard.
not Harvard.
Princeton.
University of Pennsylvania. What Tom Clancy book was the first work of fiction published by the Naval Institute Press? It was A Hunt for Red October. For what movie did Steven Spielberg win his first Academy Award for Best Director? Blue Ridge Tyler.
E.T.
Not E.T. You guys can first.
Jaws.
Schindler's List. What federal holiday was first celebrated in 1986? LeRoy Nathaniel.
April Fools.
Not April Fool's.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
That's correct. How many cents are there in an Australian dollar? LeRoy Nathaniel.
100.
100 is correct. Which World War II battle is officially called the Ardennes Offensive? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Gettysburg.
Not Gettysburg. He's going for which World War II battle is officially called the Ardennes Offensive?
Oh.
The Battle of the Bulge.
The Battle of the Bulge is correct. In the ancient Mediterranean world, there was no soap. An item normally found in the kitchen was also used for washing the body. What was it? Blue Ridge Tyler.
Sponge.
Not a sponge.
Butter.
No, very close. They used olive oil.
You kidding me?
Okay, it's time for this round's video question, which goes to Blue Ridge.
This Major League Baseball player recently signed the richest contract in MLB history with a 10-year, $360 million contract extension.
Chris Bryant.
Mike Trout signed the extension with the Anaheim Angels and is now owed nearly $430 million over the next 12 years.
Okay, let's finish up our game. What kind of bridge is the Golden Gate Bridge? LeRoy Nathaniel.
Suspension bridge.
Suspension is correct. How many times does the moon revolve around the Earth in an Earth calendar year? LeRoy Nathaniel.
365.
No. You guys confirm?
364.
13. Jumbuck is the Australian term for which animal? Blue Ridge Tyler.
Kangaroo.
Not kangaroo.
Got an answer.
Emu.
Sheep. How old is Juliet in Romeo and Juliet? Blue Ridge Luke.
13.
13 is correct. What president invented the dumbwaiter and the swivel chair? LeRoy Anthony.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson is correct. What new wave 80s band did the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull inspire? That band was a flock of seagulls. From Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, what is Juliet's family name? Blue Ridge Luke.
Capulet.
Capulet. What planet features our solar system's longest channel at 4,200 miles? Blue Ridge Tower.
Mars.
Not Mars.
Uranus.
Venus. What Saturday Night Live legend titled his autobiography Cinderella Story, My Life in Golf? Blue Ridge Tower.
Will Ferrell.
Not Will Ferrell.
Jason Sudeikis.
No, Bill Murray. What is the southernmost city in the continental United States? LeRoy, anything?
Honolulu.
Not Honolulu.
South Beach. South Beach.
Key West, Florida. Who was on the cover of the first issue of the Rolling Stone magazine? LeRoy, anything?
Mick Jagger.
Not Mick Jagger. You guys can go for
Jimi Hendrix.
Nope, John Lennon. Who founded the Portland Mavericks independent baseball team? That was Bing Russell, and he's the former actor and father of Kurt Russell. What is the name of the third eyelid common to reptiles and birds, which moves horizontally across the eye? That is the nictitating membrane. Thanks for making me say that. Among humans, the period of time between conception and birth is called pregnancy. What is this period called among other mammals? Blue Ridge Tower.
Gestation.
Gestation is correct. Ascorbic acid is commonly known as what vitamin? LeRoy, anything?
Vitamin D.
No.
Vitamin C.
Vitamin C is correct. Where can you find the London Bridge today? Blue Ridge Tower.
Falling down.
It's not falling down.
London.
No, oddly enough, U.S. It's in Arizona. They moved it. In what year were tobacco commercials banned from network television? LeRoy, Nathaniel.
1989.
No. You guys confirm?
1988.
No, 1971. It's been a while. Really? What superhero's real name is Steve Rogers? Blue Ridge Luke.
Captain America.
Captain America is correct. What Central American country's name means many fish? LeRoy, Nathaniel.
Guatemala.
Not Guatemala. You guys can confirm?
Nicaragua.
Panama. What high-level computer language was named after a French mathematician and philosopher? It was Pascal. Bright's disease affects which part of the body? Blue Ridge Tower.
The foot.
Not the foot.
The liver.
Close. Kidneys. Okay, that's the end of our game. We'll tally up our score and tell you which team's moving on right after this. Okay, after one game of the Parkland Challenge so far, LeRoy moves on. They had 350. Blue Ridge had 210. Our next game will be Champaign Central and Salt Forks, so stick around for that.